Like I'm drying flowers. I got these for myself. I have, that almost tipped over because why are you doing this? I'm in Echo Park and I just got my hair done and I thought I'd get a coffee, but I see this. I ain't waiting in line for shit. I'm getting a lift back to where I live. Hey, I'm Olivia, and today I asked ChatGPT what I should be talking about, and we are not going to do any of that. ChatGPT thinks I should be telling you, I'm not chasing motivation or hustle culture anymore. I'm rebuilding my life on purpose. What does that even mean? So I'm going to tell you my interpretation of what I think that should be. For me, my goal for this year is I am removing all of the BS from my life. I think another content creator might use it as an excuse to make a soft life video, which I really don't think soft life is very attainable or realistic for most people. Name me one person that doesn't want to have a soft or easy life, right? Like, I'd love that. I would love that. But no, I have to stand up in rooms with, many people in it, and I have to sell ideas. I have to live my life in a way where I'm the only one standing up for myself. I work in a male-dominated field, and I always have, even before I got my eyesight. For me, this soft life thing feels like an aesthetic or something that a very small subset of people have access to because of their privilege. And the other people that are talking about it are trying to get content click-through stuff because of people are searching it. I got to thinking, what is soft life in reality for most of us? And for those of us that are paycheck to paycheck, there's this whole idea of this soft life and minimalism and everything. And actually, I'm a big fan of minimalism. Everything that I own is stuff that I use. It's not really minimalism. Maybe it's like spicy minimalism. I can't talk today. I believe in having stuff that brings you joy. I also don't believe in having a lot of clutter. And that's, for my life, there's a few reasons for that. Number one, I live on the West Coast right now. I'm not originally from the West Coast, and I sometimes will have to move every year or two, and I don't want to move everything, right? So like everything that I have is kind of set so I can move relatively easy, even not that a move is easy. I was just talking to a friend of mine about, maybe I want to get a house at some point, but I don't know where the world is going to even be in 5 years. So do I want to stay here? Do I want to be somewhere else? Truly don't know now, because we have so much going on in the world that makes it hard to predict. Kind of keep my footprint low because I lost everything I owned right after my eye surgery in 2016, 17. When I moved here, I couldn't bring it with me, and I didn't really have anything other than literally 2 suitcases that I could take with me. I don't have a lot of possessions, and I just think the world is not in a place where you can just be like, I'm collecting a ton of things. If you live in the place that I do, it's really hard to get roots these days. I feel like if you're in not Los Angeles and you've lived there for a while, you might have the opportunity to have more things. I've had to move every 1 to 3 years since I moved here. So my space is clean, and I try to make sure that the kitchen gadgets that I have, they're things that I actually use. I use very often, right? The things in my closet, they're things that I actually wear. And I'm in the middle of cleaning my closet out because I just had a weight change. So besides decorating this place so it doesn't seem like a total white-walled nothing, I'm also doing my closet right now to kind of donate some things and make sure that everything is what will take me into the next stage of my life. As far as simplification is my schedule, I used to overschedule myself. It was just a habit from when I was a kid. I would always be overscheduling myself. And now I've realized I always feel awful if I have more than one thing to do, especially on a weekend, because I've already worked the week. Let's say somebody wants to go out to dinner on a Saturday, then I'm probably not going to schedule a lunch meeting with somebody on that day as well. I would have done that before, just like, I want to just do all the things at once. But I realized that not only does overscheduling myself with more than one thing per day drain me, unless I absolutely have to do it, I'll do it if I have to. But being too available is also a way to signal that you are less powerful. As far as boundaries and respect, I don't like this any more than you do, but I have found in my travels and all the books I've read that when you are always available and you're always pushing to do things, you are less centered and people view too much availability as lower status. That sucks, but that's just what I found. Let me know if you found differently in the comments, but that's just what I've seen. So anyway, it works for me to just not overschedule myself anymore. And I do it primarily just because I don't want to be tired. The other stuff I don't even really care as much about, but I think it's really important to know your limits. And my limit is 1 meeting per day unless there is some sort of other circumstance. Like if I have some friends that are in town and they're only in town this weekend, then I have to have 2 or 3 meetings per day, I will absolutely do it. But because I haven't been doing this all the time, I will have the ability to power through the exhaustion. Other thing that I'm doing as far as soft life and simplifying, removing toxic friends. Now, for me in 2025, I found that the trash really did take itself out, which was kind of convenient and awful at the same time. But I realized that when you have people that are committed to not growing, they start to resent you and they start to chip away at your self-esteem and they start to make backhanded jokes at your expense. And it doesn't feel like a lot at the time when it's happening. It builds up and you find yourself like 2-3 years later and your self-esteem is in the toilet, which is what happened to me. I'm no longer going to take pity on people and I'm no longer going to try to help people and I'm no longer going to accept them into my friend group unless, there's somebody who has demonstrated that they respect me as a human being and they don't want to take away from who I am. Nobody needs a friend that calls them ugly. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like in general, this whole soft life thing is kind of like an aesthetic and it just feels to me like it's a lot of privilege. It's like people that have privilege that I didn't grow up with. And I don't think most people posting about it even have that privilege. I think it's just content. Because ChatGPT told me to talk about rebuilding my life on purpose, which is soft life adjacent, I thought I would tell you what I see as soft life for me, somebody who has to work and has to work hard and has a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things that I'm learning in life because of having gotten my eyesight late. I feel like removing things that are a drag on you, like I just detailed out, and then kind of leaving the space for it to rebuild. And that doesn't mean if one more person in California tells me that I have to meditate on a hill and stick a flower up my butt endlessly, and then things will just come to me. If somebody is telling you that, they are trying to tell you to shut up and to get out of their face, and they're too weak to understand what's going on and they do not want to deal with you. The space that opens up is space for you to do work. And in my case, it's space to make this video. So anyhow, if anyone else is rebuilding their life or if you're just trying to fine tune your life, I hope you find my awkward, whatever this is, helpful, and I will see you next week.
And now, it's that time of year again.
I'm drying flowers. I got these for myself. I have, that almost tipped over because, why are you doing this? This thing is falling over. Look at this. Are you kidding now? Oh my God, bro. I just picked it up and now I'm going to put it here for now so that it doesn't fall over. That's what real soft life is. You try to do something and then its bulbous head falls over. And by the way, thank you to my patrons.